town. I went with a friend of mine to look at some cages. This is what we have going on here. Excuse the mess, but we are going to run the rest of the fence from here to here. We just ran this. Y'all haven't seen that yet. But I need to get some 4x4 posts. We're going to finish putting up the fence here. And then we're going to hang some cages. I went today and put down a deposit on some cages with a guy who lives about an hour from here. So we have, y'all haven't seen this cage up, but we put this cage up. And I have all of my does here. I do still have some rabbits in this cage, and I have my buck cage over there in the back. I have decided to leave my mini Rex in this cage. I'm fixing it up. All the holes have water connected to it now. I have some bucks over there that are going to a new home soon. I have some does together in a cage over there. One of Callie's babies got out of the nesting box a couple, maybe 2 weeks ago, and its leg got caught in this wire. The wire on the inside is 1 inch by 1/2 inch, and this outer wire is 1 inch by 2 inch, which is proper. It's proper wire for rabbit cages. However, it's just something that happened, so I'm gonna keep my mini Rex in this because it has smaller holes in the wire. So just learning as I go, as most of y'all are as well. So that's how we have everything right now. I really like having these cages hung up. I did go out and purchase 2 fans because it got into the upper 80s the other day. And as most of y'all who have been with me for a while know, Big Mama right here, she doesn't do too well in the heat. Neither do a lot of other rabbits. So it is very important to keep a fan on them if it gets above like 85 degrees. I also put this Tyvek up because the sun comes down right here. It sets in this back corner, but when it gets to about right here around like 2 o'clock, it's just beaming down here. So we put this Tyvek up just to keep the sun from shining straight in on them. So here's Betsy. She hopefully is pregnant. If she's not pregnant this time, I will be selling her along with her buck. Here's Big Mama. She has 7 babies, but she lost one today randomly. I'm not sure what happened. It was completely healthy. Here's Lily. Lily should be pregnant. I'm going to squeeze through here. Here's Big Mama. Here's Red Doe. She did have 7 babies as well. And as you see, there's only 2 left in this box. She had pushed her nesting box over here to where her feeder is. So when she was eating her feed, she was actually laying on her babies. So I pushed it over here so that it's not in her way. The water system's clear. The feeder's clear. Hopefully she doesn't lay on her other 2 babies. This is the first time that she's done that. But it happens. Here's Vanellope, who had a litter. She raised 9 out of 10. And we recently took them from her because they're old enough. And I've actually sold, I believe, 4 already. And the rest are already claimed for the most part. Here's Dandy, the newest adult doe that I have. She should be bred, due in about 2 weeks. Here's Clover. Clover was due about 2.5 weeks ago. And she actually had her babies about 5 days early. And they didn't make it. So she cleaned up the mess pretty much. Here is Betsy. Betsy has some pretty little black magpies in her box. Chunky little things. I'm going to discuss what happened to the rest of her babies in a minute because she only has 4 left out of 9. So, and they are trying to get cooled off because it's hot out here. So, Here is Maple. Maple was born in June, I believe. She is old enough to be bred, but she has not taken yet, and I do believe it's due to her age. So she will get a little more time to produce for me. Here's Callie. Callie's babies were born on the 11th of March. So she has some really nice stocky babies. They are actually younger than Alice's babies, but Alice's babies always grow out really slow. Alice is over here. She may or may not be rebred. I did not see her lift, so we're just going to go ahead and go off the dates that I put her with the buck, which was several times. But she has some beautiful babies. Alice had, out of 7 babies, she had 5 bucks and 2 does. They were all sold, and 2 of Callie's babies actually got out of the other cage. That's why she's over here, and she's no longer in that 3-hole cage that she was in. And then whenever I did move them over here, like I said, one of the babies had its leg caught in this tiny wire, and it was just, I had to cull it, which means put it down. I had to kill it. Cull doesn't always mean kill, but in this case I did cull it or kill it. So they are just the cutest little things. So as you can see, this cage is empty. I will not be putting another rabbit in this cage. This is the cage that has the drop-down nesting boxes. Bonnie's babies. Bonnie had 9 babies, and she lost 5 of them. And I do believe it is due to these drop-down nesting boxes. I have the metal box that actually fits into the drop-down box. And they just kept getting cold. I found them cold several times. Just could not revive them. So I made a decision to just sell this cage. I will have it, I already have it sold. I have to bring it to a friend of mine. And he's going to remove the drop-down boxes, and he's going to just put a flat bottom in here, which I could do. I just don't have time to do it right now. But it is a 4-hole cage. I'm selling it for $20 a hole. Usually for a cage this quality, you can get $25 per hole, but I have decided not to. So I also have the buck still over here, which is great. So I have Athena in here. Hi, Athena. She is my red-eye white. I have my does over here. I have my 3 mini Rex back there. I have 2 Californias. These are Alice's does, and a New Zealand red doe from Vanellope. I may or may not keep them. I have 1 California and 1 New Zealand red that are not spoken for of the does. I do still have some bucks over there. Some of them are spoken for and some of them aren't. I'll be bringing them to a swap soon. Here is Philly. Her name on her pedigree is actually Philemon. I'm not really sure about that. I don't like the name. So I think I'm just going to leave her name as Philly. I do like the name Philly. So she is a hollow lump, and she is new. I got her from a friend of mine who was downsizing on his rabbits. So here's the buck Dice. He will go into one of the new cages that I have. The cages that are over there are just too small for him. So this cage is a little bit bigger and suited for him. But like I said, I'm going to be getting some bigger cages, and he will go in one of those. Or possibly in one that's already hung up. Here is Juniper. Juniper has this block in front of her door because her babies were falling out of these holes. So you can take a look at Juniper's box. Those beautiful babies in there. She has some tries, a Harlequin in that back corner, and then this is a Tri Charlie. You can see the bucks in this cage right here. Here's Gloriana's cage. Take a look at her babies. I'm really excited about what I have in this box. She's got a solid black. You can tell that it's solid because there's no color in the ear other than black. And there's no color on the belly other than black. And this is a chocolate Harlequin. This is a Castor. It is Vienna marked because it has a little white dot on its forehead. It may or may not have blue eyes. I believe I bred her to my booted Tri buck, which means that she won't have blue eyes. I will be keeping this baby. It is a split face Harlequin, chocolate Harlequin. And then here's the other one. It's the same. It's not as darkly marked, but it is the same, a chocolate Harlequin. So and I still have my Harlequins in here. That is a chocolate Magpie Harlequin and a chocolate Japanese Harlequin. So I'm waiting for them to get a little older before I breed them. I'll probably breed them next month or whenever they're 6 months old. Their nipple is pouring water, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all have a blessed night.